Welcome! Each year, the United States Marine Corps organizes the People's Marathon, one of our nation's largest and most enduring long-distance road races. The annual Marine Corps Marathon brings together thousands of runners for a non-stop 26.2-mile tour of our nation's capital. Also known as the Marathon of the Monuments, the Marine Corps Marathon passes almost every monument and memorial in the capital, with landmarks and historic sites appearing on almost every mile of the course. The mission of Marine Corps Marathon is to promote physical fitness, generate community goodwill, and showcase the organizational skill of the Corps. In the Marines, physical fitness is paramount to survival. It's a way of life. It comes naturally. And so does running in general, says Jeff Galloway, former Olympian, author, and running coach.
The primary reason that I see for people wanting to take on this challenge is one that is embedded in us as a genetic seed that evolved over millions of years. The bottom line is that our ancient ancestors had to walk and run for thousands of miles a year. Long-distance running was part of our genetic heritage for survival purposes.
Thankfully, modern humans no longer need to run for survival. Today, we run for the love of running, for the health and fitness benefits, along with a true sense of accomplishment. Running a marathon is not a single event. It is a series of transformative steps that begin the day you decide to run a marathon and culminate at the finish line.
Everybody who I have worked with has at some point, even though they start out saying, well, I don't think I am designed to do this, discovers that they are. They learn that they have more inside of them than they thought they did.
Once you have decided to run a marathon and write the date on your calendar, the next step is preparation. Basic training is required for anyone who considers participating in a marathon. Appropriate levels of fitness and conditioning must be achieved by establishing and following proper diet and daily exercise routines. Running or even walking 26.2 miles can cause considerable shock to the body, so you must be prepared. Basic exercise will supplement your running program, helping you build the strength needed to run a marathon. It's important that you consult your doctor before beginning any intensive physical activity. Before you head out the door, make sure you wear comfortable, well-fitting shoes that are designed for running. Warm up and stretch before pounding the pavement. How far, how fast, and how long you run depends mostly on where you are in your development. If you're just starting out, jogging a mile or less 2 or 3 days per week may be your baseline. Body conditioning is cumulative, so as you run and exercise more, your stamina and ability will increase naturally. To avoid common injuries such as shin splints and side stitches, it's important that you build up your pace and increase your distance gradually. All beginners should seek advice from more experienced runners or professional trainers. The Marine Corps Marathon online training service offers a variety of free training programs through email. Now that you've decided to run the Marine Corps Marathon, it's time to sign up for the race. If you have a computer with access to the internet, just type www.marinemarathon.com to visit the official website of the Marine Corps Marathon. Click on the registration link and follow the on-screen instructions for completing and submitting the entry form. Upon acceptance and approval, you will receive a runner confirmation number via email. It is important that you register as soon as possible because entries are limited and demand is always high. When you arrive in Washington, D.C., the Marine Corps Marathon Runners Expo is the center of pre-race activities. Upon entering packet pickup, line up according to your runner number series. Present your e-confirmation card and picture ID.
This is your goodie bag. It says your bib on the chip.
In turn, you will receive your official race number bib, your timing chip, and goodie bag. After receiving and checking all of your materials, you must activate your timing chip. The chip is scanned to verify that your name and bib number are correct as they appear on a computer display. To obtain your official competitor t-shirt, just present your bib to the staff. Your bib includes a t-shirt coupon that's removed to verify receipt of the shirt. And now you're ready to enter the expo.
The Marine Corps Marathon Runners Expo provides an opportunity for the runners to gather together to meet the Marines, to begin to build the energy that leads them to the start line. We have more than 200 vendors selling running apparel and gear and shoes, goo and gel and everything they could need to run the marathon. And it's a great opportunity for so many of our first-time runners to commemorate their run with the Marine Corps Marathon.
Be sure to visit the Marine Corps Marathon store for all your official logo apparel and accessories. You'll find everything you need for a comfortable and safe marathon experience. Look your best and run with pride. Everything proudly displays the Iwo Jima logo of the Marine Corps Marathon. The Marine Corps Marathon Runners Expo is one of the sport's largest. The U.S. Marines provide service and security at the expo.
I can pick up this way, sir.
Carrie Denning, team leader of St. Jude Heroes, tells us why runners might want to join a charity running team.
Well, there are actually a lot of reasons to run for a charity, and everybody has kind of a different reason. You have people who are really dedicated, they're motivated, they have the discipline to train for a marathon, but they also want to make a difference. They have the whole team camaraderie. It's easier to get up at 6 a.m. and go run 14 miles when you've told 4 team members you're going to be there.
The Marine Corps Marathon Runners Expo offers runners a number of free seminars, conveniently scheduled throughout the expo. Topics range from training and race strategies to motivation and race operations. Pasta parties are the official pre-race meals for runners on Saturday night. Here you can load up on carbohydrates, the fuel all runners need for endurance. The body does not store large amounts of carbohydrates and must take in each day what it needs. Up to 70% of the calories in a runner's diet should come from carbohydrates, so eat plenty of pasta, rice, cereal, and bread. Carbohydrates also come from fruits and vegetables. The Marine Corps Marathon is the largest public event coordinated by the U.S. Marine Corps. More than 2,000 Marines are deployed for the race, and their pride and dedication is on display at every turn. Race Director Rick Nealis.
The United States Marine Corps doesn't take lightly what we do. We realize this is the biggest community relation event that we have. We come from a great history, Tun Tavern, 1775, the Marine Corps was founded, and here we are today doing what Marines do best. And we realize that this is our chance to touch the public in a healthy way, let them see what the Marines are about.
The Marine Corps Marathon uses the championship timing system, which not only provides accurate race results, but also allows family and friends to follow their runner's progress on the course. In addition, the race offers wireless text messaging via email, pager, or cell phone, and virtual map tracking. The Marine Corps Marathon actually begins long before the howitzer fires, so all runners must plan an early wake-up call. Runners must leave enough time to arrive at the starting area around 7 a.m. When the big day has finally arrived, eat a light breakfast that again is high in carbohydrates. After you've dressed, go over your preparation checklist. Tie your timing chip into your shoelaces and make certain that the chip is securely attached. Use safety pins to attach your race number bib to the front of your shirt. The bib must be displayed prominently in view of race officials, photographers, and video cameras. For security reasons, the starting area is restricted to runners only, so please wear your bib at all times. There are no parking facilities near the start, so runners are advised to use the metro system. Exit at Arlington Cemetery, Pentagon, or Rosslyn stations. Other transit options include free shuttle buses. Check the Marine Corps Marathon website for specific parking and drop-off locations. Remember to use the clear plastic goodie bag from the expo to store a change of clothing for after the race. You will drop off your clothing bag at the baggage check near the Iwo Jima Monument or adjacent to the shuttle drop-off location. Walk along Highway 110, which will be closed to traffic, toward the Arlington Memorial Bridge to locate your assigned starting corral. The starting corrals are identified by runners' expected pace and finish times. This system keeps runners of similar pace together and helps maintain an even flow at the start. This is a good time to warm up and stretch out, or just relax and conserve energy. More than 2,000 Marines from the nearby base at Quantico are in command of marathon setup and operations. Part of the marathon's mission is to showcase the organizational skill of the Corps, and That skill is clearly demonstrated here. At 8 a.m., the inspiring and patriotic start ceremony begins. The color guard presents the flags of the U.S. Marine Corps and the United States of America, followed by a performance of the national anthem.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
As the countdown continues, VIPs and celebrity starters are introduced, and the race director provides final instructions. Precisely at the designated moment in the 0800 hour, a ground-shaking blast of the howitzer gets the race underway. The fastest runners go out first as thousands pour from under the Arlington Memorial Bridge. Out in front, motorcycles track the leaders as they pass hundreds of cheering spectators. Runners will continue streaming over the starting line for nearly 20 minutes. There's no need to rush or crowd ahead at the start. You should maintain your position within your pace group until the field thins out. Your official start time is recorded when you pass under the red and yellow archways and over the timing mats. The time it takes you to reach the starting line is subtracted from the clock time, providing you with an elapsed chip time from start to finish. The first mile is a gradual climb as the course follows Highway 110 toward downtown Roslyn. After turning briefly on Wilson Boulevard, the course proceeds through Roslyn along Lynn Street. Large crowds of spectators normally turn out early at the Marine Corps Marathon. In the second mile, runners climb out of Roslyn on the Lee Highway. This first hill, which rises 130 feet higher than the starting line, may present an unexpected challenge. For this reason, the first of 13 water points is located at the crest of the hill. Nearing mile 3, the course turns to the right, off the Lee Highway, and heads down Spout Run, a steep downhill that keeps runners on their toes. This is a beautiful place to run in October. In the fourth mile, runners pass along the banks of the Potomac River on the George Washington Parkway. Georgetown University can be seen across the river. After climbing the ramp, runners turn left and cross the Key Bridge, leaving Virginia and entering the District of Columbia. The Washington Monument looms large in the distance, where thousands cross the bridge to Georgetown. The skyline of downtown Roslyn provides the backdrop, as an unbroken line of runners trails away into the distance. The second water point and first aid station are located in Georgetown as runners approach 5 miles. 8 aid stations and 3 food stations are located throughout the course. Here along historic M Street, which dates back to around 1760, the course passes dozens of quaint shops, cafes, and taverns. This early in the race, the density of runners remains very high. This is a good time to observe runner etiquette. Avoid cutting off or making physical contact with other runners. Next, the course turns right at 30th Street, passes over the old C&O Canal, and then turns left on K Street. The 4-mile out and back through Rock Creek National Park is one of the most picturesque areas on the course. The monolithic P Street and Q Street bridges span the parkway near mile 6. At the 10K timing split, the championship system detects your timing chip and records the time. Timing data is transmitted to a central computer and uploaded to the Marine Corps Marathon's website, so family and friends can monitor your progress. Nearing mile 7, runners make a tight U-turn and return in the southbound lanes of the parkway. As the course exits Rock Creek Park near mile 9, runners pass immediately alongside the Potomac River and front of the Watergate Hotel and the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. The course ascends quickly from the river to the Lincoln Memorial, where its majestic marble columns are an inspiring sight. This almost mythic structure honors Abraham Lincoln, author of the Emancipation Proclamation. The memorial has become a symbol of the civil rights movement. In the 1963 March on Washington, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his inspiring "I Have a Dream" speech from the steps overlooking the reflecting pool. After skirting the Lincoln Memorial, runners turn left on Henry Bacon Drive and then right on Constitution Avenue. Spectators line the course here by the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. This black granite wall is a striking contrast to the white marble of other memorials. The wall lists the names of more than 58,000 American soldiers killed in the Vietnam conflict. Across Constitution Avenue, runners glimpse the White House. This icon of the American presidency is the most recognized home in the country. After jogging right on 14th Street, the course turns left on Madison Drive and travels along the National Mall. Here, runners pass the National Museums of American and Natural History, as well as our National Galleries of Art. At 12 miles, the course turns left briefly onto 3rd Street before reconnecting with Constitution Avenue. After a short distance, the course veers left onto Louisiana Boulevard, heading toward Union Station. At D Street, the course turns right and begins the gradual climb up Capitol Hill, the geographic center and political heart of Washington, D.C. The Capitol building, with its towering dome and massive wings, is the emblem of our republic. The Senate convenes in the North Wing, while the House of Representatives assembles in the South. For reasons relating to changes in security procedures or periodic construction, the course is always subject to redirection. This is especially true in areas near Capitol Hill. From D Street, the course turns right again on 1st Street, where runners ascend a slight grade between the stately Senate office buildings. Just ahead on the left is the Supreme Court of the United States, perhaps the most revered of all Washington landmarks. This is where the Constitution plays out its pivotal role as the protectorate of freedom for all Americans. The Library of Congress, the largest library in the world, is next on the left. The Thomas Jefferson Building is one of the most ornate structures in all of Washington, D.C. In front, the beautiful Neptune Fountain streams water from its elegant statuary. After passing the Library of Congress, the course turns right on Independence Avenue. On the left, the massive House office buildings run the length of Capitol Hill. To the right, runners pass the south wing of the Capitol building. The half marathon at 13.1 miles is a milestone for runners. Here, most must decide whether to pick up or fall off their pace. Some may be concerned about finishing, choosing to slow down and conserve energy, while others may feel invigorated and crank up their pace. As you cross the half marathon timing mats, your split time is again recorded, and the data is uploaded to the Marine Corps Marathon's website for viewing by family and friends. Just past the half marathon, the course slopes steeply down Independence Avenue. This long and straight section of the course features many museums of the Smithsonian, the Botanic Garden, the American Indian Museum, the National Air and Space Museum, and the National Museum of African Art, all surrounding the historic Smithsonian Castle. Approaching mile 15, the Washington Monument reappears high above the treetops. At 555 feet tall, the ubiquitous Washington Monument is the tallest structure in the Capitol, as mandated by federal law. Towering over 50 stories high, this white marble obelisk can be seen from almost every section of the course. Just ahead on the right, the World War II Memorial is situated between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. The World War II Memorial Plaza is centered on a beautiful fountain that is flanked right and left by pavilions, representing the Pacific and Atlantic theaters of the war. Marble pillars represent all 50 states. A Freedom Wall with a field of gold stars memorializes the 400,000 Americans who lost their lives in the Second World War. After passing the tidal basin, the course turns south onto Ohio Drive. Here runners enter Potomac Park, a public recreation area that stretches almost 2.5 miles from Independence Avenue down to Haines Point. The Arlington Memorial Bridge is visible across the Potomac. This section of the course is quiet and tranquil. At Haines Point, the peculiar Awakening statue seems oddly appropriate for this location on a marathon course. Here at the peninsula's end, runners loop around 180 degrees and continue north on Ohio Drive along the Washington Channel. As the course approaches 20 miles, a contingent of Marines provides water and encouragement for runners. After circling to the right on East Basin Drive, runners pass back under the 14th Street Bridge on Main Avenue and then climb the exit ramp right onto the freeway. 20 miles is a critical point in every marathon. This is where many runners begin to break down, both mentally and physically. Runners call this hitting the wall. At 20 miles, you cross the timing mats, and once again, your time is uploaded to the internet. At the Marine Corps Marathon, all runners must maintain a minimum pace of 15 minutes per mile in order to beat the bridge. This area near the majestic Jefferson Memorial is a popular spot for spectators. Thomas Jefferson, the most influential of our nation's founders, was the principal author of the Declaration of Independence and the third President of the United States. Situated on the south bank of the tidal basin, the Jefferson Memorial was dedicated on the 200th anniversary of his birth. Leaving the District of Columbia, runners cross the Potomac River and enter Virginia near the Pentagon. Exiting the freeway, runners first turn left onto Army-Navy Drive, then curve right onto 12th Street, and then right again on Crystal Drive. Here, you will be running on the left side against normal traffic flow. At the turnaround in Crystal City, crowds of spectators gather to cheer runners and join the day-long street party. The course returns northbound in the left lane of Crystal Drive, again running against normal traffic flow. At the top of Crystal Drive, runners swing back onto 12th Street and then run again along Army-Navy Drive. Just past Fern Street, the course turns right and passes under the freeway overpass, emerging along the backside of the Pentagon. After a short distance on Rotary Road, runners turn right and climb the ramp onto Washington Boulevard. At 40 kilometers, the course exits Washington Boulevard and loops back under and then up the entrance ramp onto the Jefferson Davis Highway. With just over 1 mile to go, Marines provide water to thirsty runners and urge everyone to keep going. Runners eventually come full circle as they pass under the Arlington Memorial Bridge where the race began in the morning. The last hurdle comes when runners turn left onto Marshall Drive and climb the steep hill toward the finish line. Marines are on hand to help you muster the necessary energy. Thousands of spectators cheer from the bleachers as runners stride into view heading toward the finish line. At the finish line, you pass under the red and yellow arch and over the timing mats, where a company of friendly Marines is on duty to assist and congratulate all finishers.
Outstanding job out there, sir. Good run. Congratulations.
Every finisher is rewarded with an official finisher medal. Medical support is available throughout the finish area to assist any runner showing signs of distress.
You okay? Sure you're okay.
Marines provide water and heat sheets to help runners regulate body temperature.
Yeah.
Marines assist finishers with everything, including untying knotted shoelaces and removing timing chips. The National Park at the Iwo Jima Monument is the perfect place to rest, replenish, and unite with family and friends. The Marine Corps War Memorial, the giant statue commemorating the raising of the American flag over Iwo Jima, is dedicated to the Marines, who have given their lives to their country since 10 November 1775. The award ceremony, held in the early afternoon, honors the winners as well as top military finishers. More than 300 awards recognize the efforts and achievements of runners. The Marine Corps Marathon is the largest in the world that does not offer prize money. This is the People's Marathon, and here each and every runner counts as much as anyone. The United States Marine Corps would like to thank you for choosing to run the Marine Corps Marathon. We urge you to explore the race further by visiting our website at www.marinemarathon.com.
Hoorah! Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. This is Gunnery Sergeant R. Lee Ermey from the show Mayo Call. I am challenging you to get out here in our nation's capital and run the Marine Corps Marathon. Do you pack the gear? Do you have what it takes? I want to see you out here next year. Hoorah!